was designated the state heroine in 1995. We actually had a state hero for that, Nathan Hale, and I believe Connecticut is still the only state to have a state heroine. It's a very handsome house right in the center of town, very well sited. So not surprising, after Prudence Crandall's school closed, it was bought by another private family who just lived here. It changed hands several times, but it was always just a private home. And then in 1969, the property was for sale again, and there was a discussion about what a great corner for a gas station. So the state of Connecticut stepped in to buy the building to preserve it. The state acquired the building in 1969 and very gradually researched the house, researched Prudence Crandall, decide how it should restore the house, how it should show the house to the public. And as part of that, of course, they did repairs. When they came to work around the outside of the building, they had archaeologists work first to be very careful not to disturb the fragile environment. And what did they find? They found shards and shards and shards of broken glass. Also, when they restored the house and they had to pry off some of the siding of the house, they found charred timbers. And it's right exactly in the same spot where the descriptions say the house was set on fire. So that's further evidence of the history of the house. For instance, this room that we're sitting in is the room that has the fanciest woodwork in the house. So in a typical house, it's right by the front door. This would be your best parlor. And it's probable that this is where Prudence Crandall sort of set up as her office. She may have taught some of the top students in here. She would have received the irate citizens who came to call on her and protest what she's planning to do. She probably spent many quiet nights in here in despair, thinking about, what am I doing? Is this, am I taking the right course? And we do know she was very devout and would read her Bible. And so she probably sat in here reading the Bible, thinking about what was going on. Can I hold on? It's also possible they had classes, and their rooms at this time were often multi-purpose. The students probably all recited lessons and just the way a class would be. And people didn't have blackboards like we have today. They didn't have desks like we have today. That's later in the 19th century. The second floor rooms were probably all dormitories. Bunk beds weren't invented yet, but you have to imagine probably quite a few people sleeping in each room. We have exhibits. Right now we have the standard one that describes her story and her life. We have one that describes who her supporters were, and so you learned all about the Tappins and Samuel May and some of the other individuals. We also have an exhibit that provides context, because people come and say, I don't understand, why is she having a private academy? Am I just send them to the local junior high and high school? So there's an exhibit that sort of tries to explain what educational opportunities were available for anybody in the early 19th century. It's very interesting. This is in an out-of-way location. We're not downtown Hartford. We're not the Wadsworth Athenaeum. So the people who come here are a joy to the staff because they're intentional. They're people who've heard about Prudence and go, I want to go out there. So when people come, they're usually very interested and will stay here for hours reading all the labels, talking to the staff, just really trying to learn more about Prudence Crandall and her stand in moral courage. The museum is open on a regular basis, seasonally from May through the end of October, Thursday through Sunday, 10 to 4. Our whole purpose is to share her story with the public. So we do try to have a range of events and different types of events, and people like www.cultureandtourism.org.